Lesson 2.7, adding and subtracting radicals. We talked about multiplying them. Now let's see what happens when we add and subtract. They have to be like terms. This is very, very, very important. So we know anytime in algebra, having something like 2x and 3x squared, those can't be put together because they're not like terms. They may have the same variable x, but one is to the first power and one is squared. Same thing goes with radicals, but here's how it works. The variables, which means the letters, right? The letters and the powers, the exponents on the outside of the radical must be the same, and the radicals themselves must be the same, which means they're the same index, the same number, and variables with powers inside the radical. So I just put some examples here to look at. These are examples of yes, you could put them together. These examples, no. So we'll compare. First one is 3x square root of 2x plus 5x square root of 2x. See how there's an x outside the radical, and then there's a square root of 2x, a square root of 2x. Those all have to be the same. And then all you do is simply add 3 plus 5, which is 8, and it'd be 8x square root of 2x. Okay, next one, we've got 2 square root of 5x minus 7, 5 square root of 5x. So the numbers outside are different, that's fine, but they're both square root of 5x. So 2 minus 7 would be negative 5 square root of 5x. And then the last one, see how it's xy squared times square root of 3x, square root of 3x. So all you do is 7 minus 11, which is negative 4, xy squared square root of 3x. The ones you couldn't do are in this problem, they both have a square root of 2x, but look, this is an x squared and this is an x, so that doesn't work. The next one, they're both 5x under the radical, but look, this is a square root, that's a cube root, so you could not subtract those. And then this one, we have xy squared on the outside, looks good, but we have a square root of 3x versus a square root of 5x. Those would be different values, so you could not combine them. So problem number 1, I would say to myself, okay, I'm subtracting. Right now, I have square roots, but they don't have the same thing under the radical, so I have to break them down. 90 has a perfect square of 9, and that would be times 10, and then that would go down to x to the 4th with the leftover x. So it's negative 8 times square root of 9 is 3, 4 divided by 2 is x squared, times square root of 10x. Okay, this one, I can't break up the square root of 10, but I can take out an x squared, have a leftover x. So that would be minus 3x times square root of a square is just x times square root of 10x. So let's simplify this. I've got negative 8 times 3 is negative 24 x squared, square root of 10x. Negative 3x times x is negative 3x squared times square root of 10x. So did we do what we needed to? Yeah, we have an x squared on the outside and we have a square root of 10x after that. So it's how many x squared square root of 10x's do I have? Well, negative 24 minus 3 more would be negative 27. Okay. Number 2, we have both square roots, that's good. 192 can probably be broken down. I'm gonna say maybe 36, no. 16 and 12, this is a good example. 16 and 12, but 12 has a perfect square of 4 in it. So if I took 16 times that other perfect square of 4, actually I should be using 64. Yeah, 64 and 3. And then this would be an x squared times an x. So I've got negative 5x times the square root of 64 is 8x square root of 3x plus square root of x to the fourth, 4 divided by 2 is x squared, square root of 3x. Multiply these, that would be negative 40 x squared, square root of 3x, plus x squared, square root of 3x. So see how it's the number and then x squared, square root of 3x, x squared, square root of 3x. And this is positive 1 here. So negative 40 plus 1 is negative 39 x squared, square root of 3x. Okay, pause and go ahead and try number 3. Okay, make sure you broke down this first radical. The second radical was nice, you couldn't do anything to it. You should get a negative 4x squared square root of 10 minus x squared square root of 10. They both have x squared square root of 10, so that's what our answer will have. Negative 4 minus 1 more will be negative 5. Okay, go ahead and pause and try number 4 as well. All you can take out on this problem are the x's, simplify those. So you have your negative, you got x cubed square root of 7 minus another 1 x cubed square root of 7. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. X cubed radical 7. If you've got any questions on that, please ask me.